John Robertson got a great reception from the Derry City fans as he emerged for his first match at the Brandywell. The new manager clearly has work to do. Derry had won only one of their last 10 league games before Friday and had a home record of 2 wins in their 8 matches. As is often the case when a new manager comes in, a reaction comes from the players, and it was most definitely positive for Derry. Eddie McCallion had their first chance on goal. A Route 1 ball minutes later caught out the Sligo defence and Mark Farron raced through, but Richard Brush in the Sligo goal reacted quickly to avert the danger. A ball over the top once again caused the away defence problems. Brush was forced to come out to clear the danger. The ball rebounding to Farron, but he couldn't take advantage. Adam Hughes with the challenge. Robertson must have been happy with the start his side had made. They finally hit the front in the 34th minute when Gareth McGlynn broke down the right flank. The Rovers defenders failed to close him down, and he then delivered a perfect pass to Mark Farron, who finally got his goal after all his early endeavour. A Killian Brennan ball into Farron broke kindly for the striker, but just when he'd found himself some space, Brush recovered to block. Derry got a second goal in the 37th minute. Some neat passing found Farron in space on the left. He passed on to Brennan, who crossed, and Gareth McGlynn reacted quickest. Sligo's response was almost immediate. Rafael Cretaro showed some good persistence to win the ball back from Eddie McCallion. He crossed, Derry failed to clear properly, and Matthew Judge took advantage. 2-1 at half-time, and all 3 goals coming in the space of 5 minutes. Undeterred after conceding, Derry continued to pile on the pressure after the break. A corner was headed back across goal in the direction of Sammy Morrow, but Seamus Coleman cleared for Sligo. Derry got their 2-goal advantage back 10 minutes into the second half when Morrow flicked the ball into Kieran Martin's path, who made a scoring return after a spell on loan at Norwegian side Fredrikstad. It was all Derry at this stage, and when McGlynn crossed it was only half cleared, but despite Barry Malloy's shot taking a deflection, Brush made the save. McGlynn on the Derry right was being given plenty of space, and he was used again. His cross to Kevin McHugh at the back post was perfect, but the substitute's header went left, much to his frustration. Sligo still weren't out of this match, and the informed Matthew Judge was always providing an outlet for his midfield. His shot on this occasion didn't overly concern Jennings. Disappointment for the former Irish under-19 international. Derry's second sub of the game, Kevin Deary, released Farron on the right. His dangerous ball was scrambled away. That was just the first wave of attack. The ball returned. Seamus Coleman then tried to clear, but it was only as far as McGlynn, who found Farron, and he had his second and Derry's 4th goal. The home side pushed for more. Jamie McKenzie blocked McHugh's initial attempt, and his second shot wasn't too far off. There was still time for one last attempt, but 4-1 it finished, and a successful start for John Robertson, who was happy with his team's performance.
Tonight the lads showed that, we asked them the question, are you going to feel sorry for yourself, or are we going to get a league campaign up and running? We asked them to look deep inside themselves for inspiration, to go out there and give me an answer, a definitive answer as to how ambitious they were, and tonight I got an answer.
And tonight I think Derry have done very well on the night. Obviously congratulations to John. It's his first game in charge and it was a good win. And I think Derry were full value for the win. So good luck to them.
We started a great tempo, that's what we're after. Created a lot of chances and took them when they came along. We lost a sloppy goal, and even until the 4th goal went in, all credit to Sligo, I didn't think they were out of it. A lot of good players, a lot of nice passing, but I think the fact that the boys worked so hard that Pat didn't have a save to make showed the commitment tonight, and we could have, we created a lot of chances tonight. And despite the fact we've won 4-1, there's still, you know, aspects of the game that we need to get a bit more clinical at. Our passing can be better, our crossing can be better, and our finishing can be better. But, you know, all in all, it's a wonderful performance tonight.
We're very thin on the ground with players, and we need to bring some players in. You know, at the end of the day, we've been in a transfer window for a week now, and we haven't made a signing, and that's very disappointing.
Paddy, it so often happens when a new manager comes in, the team have a positive result, but plenty of positives for John Robertson to take from Friday.
Yeah, plenty of positives against a very poor performance from Sligo. I would have expected an awful lot more. And the most annoying part, I'd say, that Paul Cook would be taking out of is the fact that they didn't put any pressure on Derry. Let Derry just knock the ball around willy-nilly. And Derry are a decent team. And now with Kieran Martin back in midfield as well to go and pull the strings, you know, they're going to start climbing up the table very, very quickly. But Sligo made it very, very easy. The defending was shoddy. They again were lazy in their play. They never closed people down. They never put pressure on the Derry players. I know the judgment, the jury from me would be out on Derry still at the moment. Give John Robertson another 2 or 3 weeks and we'll see then what way results are. But you will always get that reaction. I shouldn't say you will always. Most of the time you'll get that reaction when a manager comes in at first. Players want to impress. Well, I can do this and I can do that and I can do something else.
4 Derry goals to look back on.
Yeah, I mean, look at the amount of space. Look, there's nobody closing a Derry player down, and even when it comes into the box, there's still nobody marking. There's one fella's looking, a Sligo defender's looking to get offside. So it was impossible to be offside. Again, it's coming down to defenders doing their job, going and taking responsibility and marking people, and Sligo didn't do that. And they just let Derry just have a wonderful night and now look at this. And still the Derry player they get it back. And they go on the rampage again. And there's nobody, and if anybody tells me that's closing down, that's marking people, then forget about it. 2 Sligo players in no man's land. Then it's going to come in. Mark Ferran at the far post comes in. Left back is all over the place. Thanks very much. Takes him 2 touches and still was 5 defenders there and still nobody got a tackle in.
The next goal coming up now from Kieran Martin, Paul. He's obviously back from Norway, but how significant do you think his return could be for Derry?
It could be huge for them, Dave. He's done very, very well for them over the last number of years since he went up there. And this is trademark Kieran Martin, bursting into the box. He wants to score there. And I think as much as the Sligo players stood off, I felt generally in the game, and they didn't get enough tackles in the game. Derry showed a real hunger. Whether it's down to the appointment of a new manager, we'll just have to wait and see. But I mean, Derry aren't far off the side of finished runners-up for the last 2 seasons.
In terms of personnel, it's pretty much the same squad, isn't it?
That's what I mean. But they seem to have a hunger here now in this game that they haven't had. I haven't seen them in the last few weeks. Ball should be put out there for a throw, no doubt. I mean, the centre-back will know that himself. But you see, even here, Farron, his determination to get in there and score. I mean, a few weeks ago you might have seen Mark Ferran just hanging out and hoping the ball had dropped to him, but they seem to have a real hunger and determination.
Maybe they've got the wake-up call now that they've required all season.
They're obviously in the semi-finals of the League Cup now, the last 16 of the FAI Cup. In terms of the league, I mean, he was asked, John Robertson, what is his aim now. He said to win every game. I mean, that's probably too far-fetched, but I mean,
that has to be his aim.
But do you think that Derry can be ruled out of the title race surely at this stage, or do you think there's enough games for them, because they would have to go on an unbelievable run?
And Drogheda and Pats would have to have absolute nightmares. They'd have to lose all their games, and Derry would have to win every one of their games. So I think that'd be an impossibility. But they can certainly garner something out of the league. They're still in the FAI Cup, as you say.
I think they'll have a big say in where the league title goes, because no teams will fancy going up to Brandywell now, and they'll take points off the top sides, no doubt.